Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Sono Dev.
Francesca.
Piacere, Francesca.
Piacere, Dev.
Ti piace musica italiana?
Sì, molto.
Quella vecchia?
Soprattutto quella vecchia.
Va bene. Vuoi ascoltare una canzone con me?
But I choose it.
Allora. Bella.
I know. You're supposed to ask me to dance.
Vuoi un dance? Mi dispiace, non parlo italiano bene.
No. Vuoi ballare? Say it.
Vuoi ballare?
Certamente.
This is how Season 2 of Master None uses colors to create relationships. Before we get into the scene, however, we need to start from the beginning of the season, with episode 1. This is where the relationship starts between our main characters Zev and Francesca. Dev visiting Italy, deciding to apprentice at a pasta shop in order to live out one of his dreams, especially after coming out of a tough relationship which ends back in season 1. In a sense, the black and white palette of episode 1 is telling us that there's a new start for Dev, similar to a canvas that has yet been painted on. This is also where Dev meets Francesca, as the relationship starts out neutral, represented by the absence of color. Then in episode 2, we see Dev pay Francesca one last visit before heading back to the States, where we see Dev wearing a bright red shirt and Francesca in a colorful blouse painted in different shades of red and blue. These are the two colors that tell the story throughout season 2. Now the show does not strictly stick straight just to red and blue, nor does every scene between Francesca and Dev feature only these two colors. However, it is apparent that these two colors have important roles in the relationship of Dev's life. Throughout each episode, besides a few that stray away from the show's main plot, Dev is seen in blue attire. Now this isn't just for a few scenes in each episode, it is consistent throughout each episode, throughout the entire season, as Dev is almost entirely only seen in blue. There are exceptions to this, however, as you see Dev wear red very few times. And the reason for this limited use is to create an impact when it is there, and the feeling of absence when it is not, in a way creating the cue in our head every time we see the color red worn. Now if you don't believe me, let's look at a breakdown of Dev's wardrobe colors in episodes 2 through 7, excluding episode 6. Dev wears blue for roughly 95 minutes of his on-screen time, while compared to only around 5 minutes in red and 20 in other colors. Blue makes up 80% of his on-screen attire, while red only makes up around 4%. This is done with purpose, however, as those 4% of scenes are Dev being around the things that he loves, which if you watch the show, you know is mainly food. Again, this is seen at the end of episode 2 where he says goodbye to his pasta shop, and also in episode 3 where we see Dev attend a pork festival. Although we already know that Dev loves food and we can make a connection between that love and the color red, the association does not become clear until episode 9 and 10, which is when Francesca comes to visit Dev.
Holy. This is amazing.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thanks for inviting me to this.
Thanks for coming along.
So, what is the Wi-Fi password?
In these two episodes, we see Dev wear the color blue for only 18 minutes, while for red he wears the color for around 30, along with others for 12, and something not seen before these two episodes, a mix between both red and blue for 29 minutes. But what do these colors mean, and what is their significance? When we look back at the philosophy behind colors, we find that red is associated with danger, passion, excitement, and energy. all things that contribute to Dev and Francesca's relationship. Now you may be wondering why a flirtatious relationship between two friends may be dangerous, but you can understand just why when you realize the seriousness of Francesca's relationship with her boyfriend of 9 years. Now, the relationship was never hidden, as we get introduced to Pino in the first episode, the same time we get introduced to Francesca.
Seriously, why you didn't tell us?
I don't know. It always feels weird to be like, hey guys, it's my birthday.
Come on.
Hey guys, hey, I have an idea. Listen to this. Let's do a tour of my family's style factory. It's perfect for your birthday.
However, midway through the season, we find out that Francesca has become engaged, as the expression on Dev's face when he finds out says it all. This is where the conflict comes into place in the show. Throughout most of season 2, Dev has been wearing blue, the color associated with trustworthiness, calmness, serenity, and depression. As you can see, Dev is trying to find his own peace and his own serenity. However, he's not found success. To make it worse, the one person that brings excitement and fire into his life is the one he cannot have, yet the one he loves. And this confusion is represented by the color scene. Dev knows he loves Francesca, but he's not sure if Francesca feels the same. This is why there's such a mix of colors, because Dev does not want to show his true colors and then get hurt revealing them. And just when you think the two are on the same page, their outfits may reveal otherwise, showing that they are both trying to reveal things in different ways. At times, Dev's relationship status is even expressed through the use of these two colors. As we see red in the distance at times, the feelings associated with the colors out of his reach. This is seen in episode 4, First Date.
They're a soldier, he's a super assassin, also has a metal arm. Real name Bucky Barnes. Fun fact, my ex-girlfriend nicknamed my belly Bucky.
Oh, so to be clear, on our first date, we're going to talk about your ex-girlfriend and comic books?
And my belly.
The episode consists of a variety of dates that Dev goes on, which is fitting while Red is featured in the distance. Just another nod at how Dev is looking for love yet cannot grasp it just yet. From episode 4 to episode 9, there is a shift, however, as episode 9, Amarsi Un Po, shows Dev finally coming to terms with his feelings, finally pursuing a clear answer from Francesca of where the relationship stands. We see this happen in a scene towards the later half, where the two are immersed in red, the color Dev hasn't been able to reach this entire time, as Dev knows that this is now the best time as ever to reveal how he feels, as Francesca cannot escape the truth, just as the two cannot escape the color red.
Well, what kind of girl do you think I should be with?
Well, someone more charming, funny, less taller.
Less taller?
Yeah.
Isn't there a word for that?
Smaller?
Bravo.
Yeah.
So, someone smaller, more charming and funny. Sound pretty great.
It is.
What if I told you I met someone like that? But they're engaged.
This doesn't go exactly to plan, however, as Dev cannot entirely say how he feels, and Francesca understanding yet still avoiding what cannot be said. So even when Dev has reached this level of red he has not reached before, it still doesn't go his way. But what if it was never about red versus blue? What if instead it was a balance of the two colors that represented love better than just one sole color? This entire time we've seen Aziz give special meaning to the color red, yet the meaning behind the mixture of both red and blue is even stronger. This mixture represents their challenges, as red represents their love for each other, while blue represents what they were searching for from love, which is peace. We've seen scenes where there's solely just blue, and we've seen scenes where there's solely just red. Yet neither of those connect us to Dev and Francesca as much as when we see both red and blue on screen. Because when we see those two colors together, we know that we're going to see Dev and Francesca both have a good time. Bringing us back to the beginning, where we have Dev, Francesca, and the colors blue and red. The colors that represented and told their love story better than any other technical element could have. And this is how Master of None used color to tell a story.
Sounds really pretty. Can you tell me what it means?
If you leave now, from tomorrow you will know how long is a day and empty without me. And in the night. And in the night. Don't feel lonely. You will remember your happy days. You will remember all of my kisses. And you will know in just one moment what it means. A year of love. What it means. A year of love.